This is part 2 to my Summer Wells channeling session. If you have not seen part 1, you'll probably want to go watch that first and come back and watch this one. And I'm going to go ahead and just quickly say this is just for entertainment purposes only. This is just my spiritually channeled opinion, theory, not making any claims. So we're to the part in my channeling session, and if you're new here and didn't watch part 1 like I suggested, I'm reading my channeled notes. Okay, so at this part in the session, I was trying to figure out, well, how come the body hasn't been found? And this is what I got. So there is a multi-dimensional veil around the location. The trauma imprint on the land is diffused, and the cover is natural: branches, erosion, leaf layers, and time. Her soul departed in stillness. This sealed the location in stillness too. And then at the end of this question, this is when my soul team had said, you're cleared to hold her story now with the precision of peace, not the weight of suspicion. Because if you're new here, like if I don't get approval from the soul realm to speak on this, then anytime I go to do these videos, they close my app, my notes app on my phone. And sometimes I'll get cleared and then something happens on earth and then they make me wait. But right now I'm cleared, so here we go. This next part was when I was asking, like I was basically kind of telling my soul team, like, this doesn't make sense. Like, does she have a medical issue or something? And now I understand what happened. I'm going to read it and then I'll explain. So according to my soul team, so why did she wonder? Which is then why, what was going on with her? Summer's soul was highly sensitive. Crystalline threads, empathic overlays, and subtle multidimensional awareness were all active in her. The human lens saw a spirited child. The soul lens saw a receiver of overwhelm. The home environment was often overstimulating, emotionally dysregulated, and chaotic. Not always dangerous, but inconsistent in rhythm. The contrast between Summer's inner wiring and the outer environment built pressure over time. The need to go somewhere quiet was a soul-level reflex, not just a physical escape, but filled relief. Her system sought coherence. She was magnetized to natural stillness in the home, became too loud energetically. So that makes me think, like, I'm not sure if she might have been a little bit on the spectrum. I don't know, because I don't really have any information on her. So then this is where they were answering for me, like, if she was injured or ill, or like what actually happened out in the woods. There was no underlying chronic illness, but Summer was energetically hypersensitive. Her system ran hot, processed environmental data intensely, and fatigued faster than others. On the day she disappeared, several compounding factors were at play: mild dehydration, post-sensory crash after overstimulation from like the car ride and swimming and the shifting of attention, drop in blood sugar, no anchoring adult presence in those final outdoor moments. This created a temporary energetic disorientation. Her field opened, but her body could not sustain the physical search for comfort or direction. There is a subtle imprint of fall, not from height, but a sudden drop to her knees. After this, the body became still, cooling began, vital functions slowed naturally. She was not afraid. She did not feel alone in those final minutes. So, as a little side note right here, that makes me think of something that happens to my special needs daughter. She has those vasovascular pass out sessions sometimes, and those can be very dangerous. And my husband actually also has had this happen twice, where all of a sudden his blood sugar will drop, and then his blood pressure drops, and then he'll drop down to the ground and just completely clock out. And if you don't get sugar in his system immediately, he'd be gone forever. We've had some very close calls on that. So that makes me feel like that's kind of what happened. Like, she was dehydrated, her system was overstimulated, because that's what happens to my husband too. If he becomes too stressed, it makes him more vulnerable to that happening, just because the whole system is just and so that's what I'm feeling like in my heart kind of happened. Like, she might have had that where she just kind of blood pressure dropped, sugar dropped, she dropped, and then there was no one there to get her some orange juice or some sugar under her tongue or whatever. So, again, that's just my opinion. So why didn't she call for help? Again, like when that happens, they can't. They're gone, kind of, and their soul's kind of hovering in and out. They can't speak. They have to have assistance, or they can't get back. Oh, was this soul contracted? Yes, though the means were not precisely scripted. The possibility of an early exit was present in her soul path. Her brief earth walk was about amplifying resonance, not longevity. She served as a catalyst not only for her family, but the collective gaze upon innocence, neglect, and the quiet ways children disappear without malice or intent. She carried a spark of remembrance, and now her light has dispersed into thousands who would ask, how did we not see this? Okay, so at this point in the channeling session, that's when I called Summer back through and asked her if she could just tell me herself what happened that day, what was going on, and anything else she wanted to share. So when she first stepped forward, she said, "Hi, it's me. I remember the sun. The day started like others, but the colors were brighter. I heard the air buzzing like songs on strings. There were people talking, moving fast, doors opening and closing, and I didn't know what to do with all the noise. It felt like too many blankets were on top of me. I got quiet. When I get quiet, sometimes no one notices. We went to the water. I liked the water. It touched my toes and made me forget how heavy the day felt. But even there, I felt floaty. After we came back, everything got louder again. Not the kind of loud you hear in your ears, but the kind you feel in your chest. I wanted to go where the trees were, where no one was talking at me, where I could just be. So I left for a minute. I wasn't trying to run away. I just thought maybe the trees would help. I remember a squirrel, a sparkle, a branch that moved like a hand waving me over. I followed. I didn't feel scared. I just kept walking, even when the grass got taller. Then I sat down. My legs felt tired. I waited for the quiet to fill me up so I could go back, but something else happened. It felt like I got bigger and lighter all at once. I looked at my hands and they sparkled. And then I saw someone who looked like me, but was made of stars. She smiled at me. She told me I didn't have to go back if I didn't want to. So I stayed with her. Please tell them I wasn't hurt. I wasn't taken. I just got too tired to stay. I want my mom to know I still see her. I leave butterflies and the smell of grass when she's not looking. I visit my brothers when they're sleeping. I hum songs to the dogs. I'm not gone. You can share this if it helps people stop fighting about me. I don't like the fighting. Just tell them the quiet was kind to me. And thank you for asking me gently." My soul team had said why you were called to this now and why I was attracted to the comment that was left about me channeling through Summer. The veil has thinned, and you have the authority to hold non-blaming truth and release the bind of confusion, not by holding her body, but by returning her name to peace. And quickly, I just want to say, some environments might be toxic, and kids might just want to leave. And maybe the parents didn't actually do anything to them, but then they just left and didn't come back.